Hey, good morning. Um, it is way too early, but I'm awake, so you're gonna be stuck with me today, for now. The plan for today is to quickly go through a few user interface improvements. Um, there's a few things that are tiny bugs, but tiny bugs are still annoying. So I've got a short list, and we're gonna hit a few of them. So let's uh, let's switch over here. All right. So the first thing we want to take a look at is if I show one of these sections here and go to, for example, this test note and go edit, this has the thing that opens and collapses to show more information, which is fine. Except that when I open this, this is now cut off. It has a max height on it that doesn't work right. So what we want to do is that when you edit the section, so there's an edit controller, an edit stimulus controller, that's going to be what forces the show more to to load, or to resize itself rather. So, all right. So the what we're looking at here is kind of looking at this section here. I was playing on a few things, so I'm just get rid of that. Okay, so with so the way that this is working, if we look at this, if we inspect it, we've got our content disclosure controller here. So what we do, and then inside of here is the editable section that gets added to the page. So what we want to do is, when this gets added, we're going to add another element to the page here, which is going to be watched for by the content disclosure to pop it out. And I'm just realizing my microphone's way over there. Let's fix that. Like I said, it is early. You might have heard that though. Anyways, so how is this going to work? So I want to put in here, let's just put trigger. So we have a new trigger target, and this is going to be something we expect there to be 0 or many of. What we want to do with this particularly is we have trigger target connected. Okay, if we come down into here now, we've got, where are you? Here we go. So this is with a field that gets rendered out if you're doing a template. So in here we've got all these elements, and inside of the wrapper in here is where we're going to want to add it. So here we're going to go template.cat, and I'm going to call it, I don't want to call this what is it? Content disclosure trigger. And this is actually something that will be now available in general. It's going to be just a new thing that you can put onto the page. So for this, let's do tag.template, and we're going to need to send out a data content disclosure target of trigger. And if I haven't messed anything up, let's see if that works. So if I edit, it was triggered. Perfect. All right, so when I trigger it, I don't want to actually just trigger it. What I need to do is I need to run this dot check height. So at this point, it's I think that's probably going to be it. So that, okay, right. So here, let's show that again. If I go in here and edit, it gets re-triggered. So it now knows that it needs to show more. So now it has that show more added to it. If I click on that, it then just shows the whole thing and shows less. We actually want to just trigger it. We want to check the height and this dot, what does it show? And this is going to yell at me. Yeah, that doesn't. What if it would reload too fast? Rebuild. Show note. That should be. There we go. Undefined as an object on that showed up event because we got that event being triggered. We don't actually use the event in this case, so we just do if event.prevent default. Actually, am I being? I'm trying to remember. I can do that now. Yeah, that's better. So this, if event is nil, then this is just going to nil out and not do anything. So this is basically the same as doing if event.prevent default, but they added the question mark into there so we can short circuit that. So now if we refresh this, we can go test note. We can say up note canceled. There we go. Beautiful. Although does this need to be done with something when we Yep. So there we go. That's working. Great. So that's number one on the list. All right, the next thing is if we go into a person and go into add an email and use an email template, we can no longer not use an email template. So we want to be able to close that modal. All right, so let me see how that's working. I don't even know remember off the top of my head. I think so. If I go to the email pickers, then this is removable. So I just don't have the remove button. Nope. All right, so if I go to Tailwind CSS, modals, yep, that's what we're looking for here. All right, so let's look at the code for this. Close. And that is coming. Row transform and rounded large bracket. Okay. So that's coming in. Fix. All right, I think that should be right here if I'm not mistaken. see how you look. Yep, but probably not focus it right away. But then you go. Well, so on here, the data action is going to be removable. Remove. I don't want you to be focused right away. Data removal. And this needs to be the inline SVG instead. All right. And I always screw this up, so let's just copy it over. Why are you focused right off the bat, though? I'm going to put that down as something to look into. I think it's a bit early. I'm just forgetting something. All right. So, resize, reopen the thing. Close your template. Next thing up is for tasks. I want to have a assign to. For this, we're not going to assign it to a user. We're going to assign it to a membership, and there's a bunch of benefits to that. So, yes, let's do that. So for this, we want to be able to assign the person. So we're going to Rails G migration, add assignees. That's a good typo. Assignees or assignee. I'm always of the opinion that it's better to have a single assignee for tasks to say who's actually responsible for this. I know that there's times where you're going to want to have multiple, but I also know that those are always going to be, it always causes problems. So I'm going to say single assignee, deliberately and intentionally. I usually push for all relationships to be one-to-many or many-to-many. So it's got to be a special case for it to be a one-to-one, just because it always runs into problems. And even when it's like, yeah, this really makes sense, I always am extremely hesitant to do it. But here we go. And we'll fix this later if we need to. So add assignee to tasks. All right. And this is going to need some tweaks. So this is going to be going to the to table memberships. This also can be null. All right. And if we go to our task form, so in here, we're not going to be able to just use our input. I don't think we have that set up. So that's something to do, but so we're going to need to put this to a div. We're going to do a little bit of the manual work on this. All right, so in here we're going to need a form.label assignee and a form.select. And this is going to use, I don't know, options for assignee. So this will be using your memberships for the current account. And this will use the task.assignee. And yeah, we'll start with that. Assignee for task. Nope. So we can go has one assignee, and this is going to be, belongs to. Belongs to an assignee, and that is going to be class name membership. Options for memberships isn't a thing. So let's hop over to the, we'll call this, I'm going to make this on the account. Now we already have a select helper. Options for LMNOP. All right, so in here we're going to go options equals count.memberships memberships.map, and it's going to be m dot, I don't know, label m dot ID. That label doesn't exist right now, but that's fine. And then we'll do options for select with our options and selected. So for our membership model, we don't have that label. So here we want to do something like user dot full name or membership. This is something that we'll have to work on somewhere. We want something that when we invite people, it will, maybe have an invitation. So this will look like invite.email, something along those lines. But that's all right for now. Undefined method full name for user ID. No, user.email. All right, so the assignee can be admin. Okay, well, let's check that that's working. So let's go add a new user is null. I want to say account ID is 1. And let's not another dummy. All right, so now it can be admin pending membership 5 or 6. Perfect. And let's hop back over to the form and include blank true. So now we can be unassigned. So if it's so, that's all good. Now let's go in here, test task, and assign it to myself. And explode. The assignee must exist. No, it must. Okay, so task controller. So in here we want to do permit assignee ID. So 1 and 2, this assignee is optional. All right, let's try you again. Oof, give myself a lot of time for that one. All right, so that's there. And let's update the task. All right. So something like that is probably what we're looking for. Assign EID. Did I do assignee, not assignee ID? Select name is assignee. Yep. All right, let's try you again. Newer task for admin. Email for membership. Right. So let's actually do. So we are grabbing the assignee. So for that, we actually don't have the. We could do assignee dot. That's the memberships, then .user .email. But we actually just want to probably do in here and just do something like label, which is why we made that method. Assign to admin at example.com. Yep. And if I actually, so I don't have anything to edit that right now. So, and that's just because I'm not using the, we're going to actually address that probably next time. Anyways, with this, we, sorry, I'm losing my thoughts. We can't edit this, that's fine. So what I'm actually going to do just for test purposes is head back into here. And I'm going to change this to assignee 2. So you can obviously this is assigned to admin 2. So that works. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to stop for today. So with this, we did a quick update to be able to trigger the resize triggers via Stimulus by putting that node into the DOM tree. Actually, one thing I do want to do on that too is when it triggers, the we're going to remove that from the page. So that's going to be gone. If we look at it currently, if we go to, I don't know, where's one that has one? If we do that and inspect, that, I'm sorry, I reloaded. Anyways, yeah, so now that's going to remove that node, that triggering node, which just means that we're not going to clutter up the DOM with garbage. It's going to use it, then it's going to go away. All right. I think that's what we're going to end up for today.